My father allowed his second family to mistreat me and said that I will never be equal to them. That decision cost him everything he thought mattered. I was 15 when Dad remarried. Mom had passed when I was 7, so it had been just us for 8 years. We were tight, Friday pizza nights, weekend fishing trips, inside jokes nobody else got. Then he met Sandra at his company picnic. Sandra had 4 kids. 4 twin boys who were 17, a daughter who was 16, and another son who was 14. Dad sat me down all excited. "You're finally getting the siblings you always wanted." I never said I wanted siblings. I wanted my dad. First family dinner was awkward, but whatever. The twins, Jason and Jeremy, kept making jokes I didn't get. The daughter, Melissa, spent the whole time on her phone. The youngest, Tyler, at least tried talking to me about video games. They moved in 2 months later. 2 months. Sandra immediately redecorated everything. Mom's paintings came down. Her reading chair went to Goodwill. When I protested, Dad said, "Sandra needs to feel like this is her home too." My room became Melissa's because she needed more space for her clothes. I got moved to the converted office in the basement. Still had boxes in the corner. Spiders too. When I complained, Sandra did this fake concerned face and said, "Oh honey, we all have to make sacrifices to blend our family." The twins made my life hell. They'd eat my lunch I packed for school, then tell Dad I was being dramatic when I had nothing to eat. They'd delete my homework from my laptop, use my toothbrush to clean the toilet. Normal brother stuff, Sandra called it. But the worst was Dad. Every time something happened, he had an excuse. When they broke my phone, "You should have been more careful." When Melissa spread rumors at school that I wet the bed, "She's just trying to fit in." When Tyler threw out my mom's jewelry box, he didn't know it was important. Everything came to a head on my 17th birthday. Dad had promised we'd go to Mom's grave like we always did. Bring her favorite flowers, tell her about our year. I waited by the door with the roses I'd bought. Dad came downstairs and saw me. "Where are you going?" he asked. "Mom's grave? Like we always do on my birthday?" Sandra appeared behind him. "Oh honey, we have Tyler's basketball tournament today. We can't miss it." I looked at Dad, waiting for him to remember, to choose me just once. Instead, he sighed and said those exact words. "You need to understand. You'll never be equal to them. They lost their father. You still have yours." "Do I?" I asked. Then I left with the flowers. My grandpa, Dad's father, had been watching everything unfold. He'd tried talking to Dad, but got shut down every time. That night, I called him crying from the cemetery. He drove 2 hours to pick me up. "Pack your things," he said. "You're done with this." When we got back, Sandra was furious. How dare I worry them? Disappearing like that. How dare Grandpa undermine their parenting? Dad stood behind her, arms crossed, united front. Grandpa looked at his son with such disappointment. "Your mother would be ashamed," he said quietly. Dad actually flinched, but he still chose them. I lived with Grandpa for my last year of high school. Dad never called, not once. Sandra posted on Facebook about the challenges of raising a difficult teenager who chose to abandon their family. The twins commented laughing emojis. Grandpa died 3 months ago. Massive heart attack while working in his garden. At the will reading, Dad showed up with Sandra, already talking about selling Grandpa's house, dividing the assets. The lawyer cleared his throat. Actually, Mr. Peterson left very specific instructions. Grandpa left Dad his truck, the broken down Ford that hadn't run in 5 years. That was it. Everything else, the house, the money, his entire construction business worth $1.2 million, went to me. The will included a note. "To my son, you gave away your most precious asset for a woman who convinced you to abandon your daughter. To my granddaughter, you were worth more than all of them combined." Dad turned purple. Sandra screeched about contesting it. The lawyer calmly explained that Grandpa had video testimonies, documentation of Dad's abandonment, even recordings of phone calls where Dad admitted I wasn't welcome in my own home. Now they're struggling. The twins couldn't afford college. Melissa's boyfriend left her. Tyler got arrested for shoplifting. Sandra works 3 jobs. And Dad, he texts me every few weeks. "Family helps family," he writes. "Last week I responded, according to you, I was never really family, just the leftover from your first life." Then I took Grandpa's ashes to Mom's grave, brought her favorite roses, and told them both about my year, like a real family does. Because Grandpa was right. I was worth more than all of them combined. Dad just figured it out about $1 million too late.